accountant for a startup business. How do you find them? What makes for a good accountant? And how are you going to stay out of trouble? We're going to hit that. As entrepreneurs and business owners, we know that if we have a clear plan, anything becomes possible. And if you can have a clear plan, a clear process to create that plan, and a way to create clarity with your partner or spouse, you can drive to amazing heights. All right, so I started my first of 16 companies when I was 19. I'm 56 now. I have built them, bought them, sold them, wrecked them. I know this space. I'm also reasonably dyslexic, especially with numbers. So finding a great accountant, but a great small business accountant, is absolutely critical when you're looking to start your business. So when you're looking at the startups, there's going to be 4 areas we want to first that you go about this process. First, see if you can find other people, if you know, in this industry, and ask them who they're using. Who is their accountant? Who is it they like? What do they like about them? What do they not like about them? But if you can get a referral from somebody who's already in the business, it's going to be worth a lot. If not, if you end up stuck against it and you can't find anybody, the next thing you can do is reach out, and it's old school, but Google. Look at and see, but try and put in there somebody who does small business. Or if you want to be a therapist, a therapy accountant, or whatever it may be, but keep drilling to see what's there. Now, this is to get the introduction. But the reality is then you really have to invest the time and energy to have a good conversation with them. A conversation where you're interviewing them. Please, 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 don't get overly wound up, and I don't care if you're starting a ditch digging business. Remember that an accountant, a quality attorney, a quality insurance person, these people work for you. It doesn't mean that they don't know more about certain aspects of it, but you need to be interviewing them to say, hey, are these people going to be a good fit for who I am and what I'm looking for? So first question you're going to ask is, hey, do you have 30 minutes that you'd be willing to invest with me so we can sit down and explore, hey, are we a good fit with each other? If you have somebody that says, no, I'm going to charge you for it, say, hey, thank you very much, and move on to somebody else. You have to remember that virtually every small business accountant, small business attorney, these people are also, they're accountable for doing business development on their own. And it's worth it for them to invest the time and energy to sit down with somebody. Now, when you show up, you want to look for a few different cues. Is this person on time? Are they being respectful of your time? This is going to give you an indication if they're going to call you back on time or if challenges come up. Are they taking things serious? Do they seem to run their business well? Or does it seem to be kind of a mess and a shit show? Now, sometimes that happens, so take that with a grain of salt, but be aware and look at this. You're going in to interview for if this person is going to be a good fit with you. Then we sit down, be curious, try and learn about them, see how much they're asking questions about you, or are they just talking about who they are and how great they are. Now, the biggest thing, in my opinion, is A, that you get along with and that they share your values. This is somebody that you're going to be able to trust, you're going to believe in, and you'll be able to challenge, and they're going to feel comfortable challenging you. My accountant, Tricia, she's got to do that. She's great. She pushes me. If I get in the way, she'll call me out on it. But it's important that you sit down. Is this going to be somebody that I can share and work with? Number one. Number two, I would encourage you to ask questions like, hey, do you have any other companies that currently do X, whatever the business is you're looking to start with? Do you have experience in this space? Who else do you know in this space? Now, this is done for two reasons. One, by doing this, it's going to help you start to figure out, hey, does this person know my industry? Now, most accountants, attorneys, bankers, they can learn the industry, but it's going to be learning on your dime. Versus if they have 10 clients already in that space, they already know what they can and can't do. They're actually going to be much more efficient. Sometimes you're more expensive. I know of an accountant, you read on Interstate 80, and it says, trucker CPA. Now that's very obvious. That's who that is for. You go in there, ideally that person is going to know how to do the amortizations, write everything off. It's better than anybody. So, excuse me. All right. So so you go through, and once you're sitting down, so how many people do you have that like me? And get an idea. Now, if they say, well, I mostly do large companies and I do audits, doesn't mean they're a bad accountant. That's fair. just means they're probably not going to be a good fit for you. So keep asking some of those questions. Some other questions are, hey, what else should I be asking that I'm not? Are there any people that you can introduce me to in this industry that maybe can give me some guidance? Do you have a good attorney or accountant, or attorney or insurance person that you can refer me to that's in small business that would be able to help me and understand these areas? Do you have any suggestions on what type of business structure I would have and why? What are the benefits of that? But asking these questions is going to, and go in with a list of them listed out, you're going to come across as much more of an informed consumer, creating that partnership, and most quality accountants are going to value that. So when you do that, now let's say we go through and they're primarily an audit accountant, or maybe they do AR, AP, they're just a different area. Say, hey, no worries, I appreciate this. If you were in my shoes, where would you be going? Do you have anybody else you could recommend? Now, most people in the accounting industry have a pretty good idea of where they're going, or other people in the community, and it can help them. So with this, remember, I usually start, when you're building that team of advisors, I start with an accountant, small business attorney, small business insurance person, small business banker. You have those people, it's going to really help you. And in our book and on our courses, the courses are at aspiringsolopreneur.com. You go through and we help you build an entire business plan, vet out a business idea, find what's going to really light you up. And then from there, you can go through and very safely transition that business. So if you found value in this, hey, please check out some of the other videos, subscribe to the channel. If you have questions, reach out. Keep smiling.